We have in studio with us Benicia, beautiful smile, Benicia, as well as Magli John Baptist, and welcome to both of you. And for this special few minutes with Fast Cash, and we're hearing that you have some exciting new offers for the public. What can you tell us about it?
Good afternoon to the listeners. Good afternoon to all Fast Cash customers in the north, south, east, and west. Also, good afternoon to our bus drivers as well and our Biz Loans people. We'd like to say a special good afternoon. We have some exciting news at Fast Cash. We know that soon it will be Easter, so we at Fast Cash, we have an Easter promotion where one lucky customer will win a staycation for the Easter weekend.
Nice.
All expenses paid. So all you have to do is come down to us as Fast Cash, apply for a loan. The requirements are quite easy. 2 government issued IDs, your 2 recent salary slips. If you're fortnightly paid or weekly paid, you require 4 recent salary slips, your job letter, and a utility bill for proof of address. You come, you apply for $150 or $15,000, which is our maximum. We enter your name into that grand draw, and you win a staycation for you and that special someone. So the staycation will be at Kalibishi Cove. It's a lovely place. It's for 3 days and 2 nights, and you don't have to spend anything. Fast Cash will take care of you, your meals, your accommodation, everything. Fast Cash will pay that for you. Miss Alan Benicia will tell us more about where you can go to apply for these loans.
Okay, so to be able to apply for these loans, you need to come down at the office in Roseau. We have 2 offices, one in Portsmouth and one in Roseau. The main office is in Roseau, so you could come down to the office in town. The address is 19 to 21 King George 5th Street. And the number there, you can contact us at 448-3278, and the number in Portsmouth is 445-5257. Also, if you can't come to the office, we have the mobile CSR. This is something new where persons who can't come in at all to get the information or to drop in documents, we have the mobile CSR who will come to you, and you can call her at 275-268-04. So the number is 275-6804.
Also to Mr. Fountain, many people are inquiring. Fast Cash has actually reduced our interest rates to make it more affordable for our customers, because we know our economic situation, we know what is happening in Dominica. So we want you to have that extra spending power. So we're making our facilities easier and more affordable for customers. So we have actually reduced our interest rates. And the good thing about Fast Cash is that we don't ask you for any collateral. We don't ask you to go here, there, and everywhere for credit reports. So all you're required to come in, fill out your application, tell us how much you want. We give you that money that you require.
And how quickly do you get that?
Once all documents are brought in and you have met all the requirements, you get your money in 2 hours.
2 hours, wow.
Right, 2 hours.
That's
so you can come in the morning, 8 o'clock, and by midday you have your money in your hands and do whatever it is. So we are at that emergency institution where you come to town or wherever you are, maybe in Portsmouth, and you're missing that extra $500. You come to Fast Cash, ensure that you have your IDs, your utility bill, your job letter. You come to Fast Cash, you apply for that loan, and you're guaranteed to get that money even before the bank closes at 2 o'clock.
Wow. And does it still apply to business? If
The business loans, it's we have to do more in-depth, get more in-depth information, but you get your money within 3 working days. Unlike other institutions where you have to wait a week, sometimes even a month, we at Fast Cash, we're guaranteed to give you that loan within 3 working days, providing that you bring to us all the necessary information. Now, in terms of the Biz loans, we have different types of loans that we offer. We have the taxi cab care loan, which we encourage the bus drivers, the taxi drivers to take advantage of. And the requirements are quite easy. You get up to $5,000 with a 9 months repayment period, and the installments are very affordable. So if you want to get your bus or your vehicle license, you can come to us. You want to do the painting over, you want to pay your insurance, whatever it is, you come to us. The requirements are basically 2 IDs, a proof of ownership of that vehicle, your insurance documents, if you have invoices, whether you are going to paint, etc. You provide these invoices. We ask for 6 months bank statements. If you have any loans institution, whatever, we'll ask for a loan activity report, and our business loan officer will view that vehicle, and you get that $5,000 within 3 working days or even sooner if you provide all that information. So we encourage our customers to walk in with all your information, so you don't have to go there and everywhere to get the information. So you walk with all your documents. You speak to our business loan officer, Mrs. Lita. She'll walk you through the process, and within that 3 days, you will get your taxi cab loan. Now, for the biz loan, you can get a maximum of $50,000. You can get it for a payment period of 30 days to 90 days or even 180 days. And it is quite simple as well. Your company has to be in operation for at least 2 years. You must fill out our Fast Cash Biz application form. The business must produce its certificate of incorporation, because after all, you're operating in Dominica, so you have to make sure that it's a legal entity. The business must state how many employees that it has. It has to be taken on the name of the principal owner, which is the manager. And you have to provide 2 years of completed financial statements, and that's basically it. And you apply for up to $50,000 here at Fast Cash. No collateral, no co-maker, no credit reports. So if you want your business to have that extra boost, you want to restock on some of your stocks, you can come to Fast Cash. We will assist you. We'll try our best to at least give you what you required. Okay?
Yeah, and importantly, the rates have come down.
Right,
so
the rates or interest rates have
competitive interest rate now.
Right,
Wonderful.
we are more competitive. We're making it more affordable, because after all, we want to put our customers first. So we're doing everything to make sure that our customers are satisfied, they are happy. After all, we are smarter, better, and of course, faster.
Absolutely. So someone who had looked at you, say 6 months ago, there's a chance for them to come back now and say,
right,
because now you've...
Because every time things change, because we listen to our customers. We listen to our customers to find out how we can make our services better for you. So if you came there last year, 6 months ago, even in January, things has changed. So inquire, call our numbers 448-3278, call our mobile CSR 275-6804, and let our CSRs help you to find out how we can assist you. There is no other institution on island who provides a loan officer goes to you to process your loan. We at Fast Cash has provided a mobile CSR who provide that service on site for you. So
anywhere in the island?
Anywhere in the island. So no matter if you're busy and you're working and you can't leave the office, but you need that money today, you call our Fast Cash mobile CSR, and that person will come to you, do your process whilst you're doing your work, and you're guaranteed to get your money. This is how innovative Fast Cash is.
Wonderful. Venicia?
Oh, not forgetting, we also provide other services such as refinancing. So for the persons who have already applied for the loan but have a balance, what we do, you can still come in if you need extra money, because sometimes there are persons who apply, let's say they applied in January, but something came up, it's life, things come up, and you have a balance with us, but you do not want to go to another institution. What we do, we refinance the loan. So you can take additional monies and we would lengthen the period for you, so you'd still be able to afford that loan. And also, just to mention, we do consolidation. So the persons who have different institutions paying and feel a bit of a strain and need to have much more money in their hand, we consolidate. So all you would need to do is bring in the balances of the institutions that you would like us to pay off for you, and we would see how we will assist you. There are persons who actually come in for the consolidation and they feel that they can't get it, but they can afford it. But sometimes, based on how we look at it, it's true you feel like you can afford it, but then you don't get much money in your hand. We would not be able to do it for you. We have to ensure that we have you save. If you're not saving anything, then we would not go ahead. It's not just taking your business. We try to assist you and make you feel that the strain is off your back, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, certainly. All right. Well, thank you. I think we're just about out of time. So we want to thank both of you for coming in. And of course, it's Fast Cash. And you're right down next to on King George, the Fish Street there.
Yes,
Alright.
19 to 21 King George 5th Street. And in Portsmouth, it is on the corner of Hillsborough and Bay Street, right next to Mini Cash. You could also find us on Facebook or on our website. It is www.fastcashcaribbean.com.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Are you interested in traveling the world? How about doing some home renovations? Or maybe you'd like to upgrade your business for maximum profitability? Then it sounds like you need Fast Cash. Well, Dominica, we're here for you. Come into Fast Cash to apply for your loan today. Whether you need a consumer-based or business loan, we're located at 1921 King George V Street, Roseau, Dominica, and on the corner of Bay Street and Hillsborough Street, Portsmouth. Telephone 488-3278. Smarter, faster, better. Fast Cash.
Welcome to Q95's Lunchtime News Update for today, Friday, March 24th, 2017. Brought to you compliments Fresh Vitamins.
At Fresh Vitamins, we've got everything you need for health and well-being. We carry a wide range of all-natural sports nutrition and health supplements, plus gluten-free and organic foods, all from quality brands, including Solaray, Cal, Bob's Red Mill, Nature's Way, Source Naturals, and Desired Way. Fresh Vitamins has 2 convenient locations. We're at number 7, Great George Street, Roseau, and we're in Portsmouth, inside IGA Whitchurch Supermarket. Join our discount club and save up to 20% every day on your purchases. Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Welcome back. In local news, UWP Team Dominica continues its series of town hall meetings tonight in the community of Woodford Hill. And that's according to Wesley MP Ezekiel Bazell. The UWP has embarked on a campaign through a series of town hall meetings over the last few weeks in efforts to bring its message to the Dominican public. Bazell invites all to attend this evening's meeting in the beautiful constituency of Wesley from 7 p.m. In other news, the April 8th special election will move forward after U.S. District Court Judge Curtis Gomez denied a motion by Kevin Rodriguez to stay or delay the election while an appeal of the matter was ongoing. The Wednesday 4-page ruling was yet another blow for Mr. Rodriguez, who was barred from sitting in the 32nd legislature by the Supreme Court of the Virgin Islands because of residency discrepancies. The would-be senator has appealed the case to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and in a letter addressed to the St. Thomas Board of Election, which was discussed at a meeting last week, Mr. Rodriguez's attorney, Francis Jackson, argued on the behalf of his client that the special election would cause Mr. Rodriguez irreparable harm, as it would make not his own election. Mr. Francis said the board should wait until a decision is reached by the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. However, the board said it would move forward while remaining pliable in light of the appeal. And Russia has denied a top NATO general's allegation that it may be secretly sending supplies to the Taliban in Afghanistan. General Curtis Caparrotti told lawmakers in Washington on Thursday that Moscow was perhaps supplying the extremist group. On Friday, Zamir Kabulov, the Kremlin's special envoy in Afghanistan, said the allegation was absolutely false. Russia has previously said its limited contact with the Taliban is aimed at bringing them to the negotiating table. And this concludes your Lunchtime News Update, brought to you compliments Fresh Vitamins. I'm Linda Martin. Do join us again at 4 for the Prime Evening News Update. Good afternoon.
At Fresh Vitamins, we've got everything you need for health and well-being. We carry a wide range of all-natural sports nutrition and health supplements, plus gluten-free and organic foods, all from quality brands, including Solaray, Cal, Bob's Red Mill, Nature's Way, Source Naturals, and Desired Way. Fresh Vitamins has 2 convenient locations. We're at number 7, Great George Street, Roseau, and we're in Portsmouth, inside IGA Whitchurch Supermarket. Join our discount club and save up to 20% every day on your purchases. Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Yes, it's 10 past the hour of 1 o'clock, and let me welcome all of you to Talk on the Block for today, Friday. It's the weekend, and of course, we always say in the weekend, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and we are happy to be here at this point. And it's been a very hectic week, I'm sure, for a lot of you, and I'm glad that in all of that you were able to join us every day for this week. And today we have an exciting program lined up for you. We have a special guest in studio that we're going to come to in just a little bit. But yesterday we started to talk about the IMF Article 4 mission, or the IMF visit that was there, and the report that they put out, basically telling the Prime Minister and the government of Dominica to stop what they are doing, to stop making those transfers to people who probably are not deserving of those transfers, and that they need to apply what we call the means testing. Means testing simply means, or simply interpreted, you have to take care of the people who are genuinely in need, and to do that you have to go out there and find out about their circumstance. Don't tell people to come to you. For example, yesterday we heard of 500,000 going in the Roseau area, and for surprisingly, Tourism Minister Robbie Tong was the one sending out invitations to the people of Roseau to come to the Windsor Park Stadium. $500,000 if you have a business. And you're told that people came, some with businesses, some without. And we believe that this government has embarked on a very dangerous path with regards to just the frittering away of money and the throwing away of resources, and even the way they are using those resources. One has to wonder whether it is being done in a legal fashion, because you will recall that there is a parliament set up to determine the size of the budget. It has to be voted on. The parliament decides where monies are to be spent, and then they're spent. But now we have enough money spent in every and anywhere. And one wonders whether or not Parliament has anything or any say in this. So we have a guest here who is going to help us talk about this. But before we do this, I wanted to listen to this particular insert that came from a meeting recently of the Prime Minister, I think, in the Bafeset area. Listen to this.
To the podium, please. Please come. My friend here is 77 years old, and she's one of the beneficiaries of the apartments in Bath Estate. Now, this is a clear manifestation of the sense of pride, the sense of achieved hope, aspiration, and a better way of life created by the Dominica Labour Party for many families across Dominica. She's 77 years old and never owned a home before until this Labour Party came into office. She now has an apartment on the home. She used to rent on Hillsborough Street. She used to rent on Hillsborough Street. And you see how well I know my people, eh?
Rent Emzol.
Emzol, and then you move somewhere else.
I was from Betong.
Betong.
I went Pottersville, and after I went Emzol.
And she's paying $900 at Emzol.
And I was paying 1,500.
1,500.
$950 for the house. $55 for the water and the TV.
And now she is
1,005. My daughter sending the money to pay for it. Praise God for
All right, so I wanted you to hear this. A 77-year-old lady, dressed all in red, needless to say, and basically boasting that her daughter was supplying her $1,500 on a monthly basis, yet she ends up owning a house, a 2-bathroom, 3-bedroom house at the age of 77 in Dominica. And one really wonders about that kind of spending and that kind of throwing away, if you like. I mean, the fact is, if she was being supported by her daughter, paying $1,500 for on a monthly basis, one would expect that she could have used this money to pay towards something that the government could have done, but to simply give away. And that's what we are talking about. We are joined in studio this afternoon as we discuss some of those issues by two gentlemen. We have the MP for the Roseau Central constituency, Joseph Isaac, Honorable Joseph Isaac, and we have with him Senator Felix Thomas. the man who is poised to take over from Raymond Blackmer in the Maho constituency, and we want to welcome both of you to talk about these very critical issues, because increasingly we are seeing this money has been frittered away, and we now have the warning by the IMF to tell the government, hey, you need to stop doing this, because this can actually ruin the state of finances in Dominica. Joseph Isaac, good afternoon. What's your take on this?
Good afternoon to you, Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Good afternoon to our senator here, the man that will take on the Maho seat very soon to become the PAL rep for Maho. And a special good afternoon to the people of Dominica, and it's a very, very special good afternoon to the people of Roseau Central. Interestingly, I was listening to the program when they played it, and I listened to it and I shook my head. I shook my head because of two reasons. One, we're going to deal with it in terms of the politics first, and then we'll deal with it in terms of the economics. In regards to the politics, it says that the Prime Minister is not a believable person. First of all, he's saying the lady is from Roseau. The lady is not from Roseau Central. The lady is from Betong. He's saying that she's paying us X amount, 900. She said no. When she using the word 1,000, he said yes, 1,000. Then she moved to 1,200. Then he said yeah, 1,200. Then she moved to 1,500. So it shows that the Prime Minister lacks credibility. And I don't jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, people are liars, etc., etc. But I'm feeling really disappointed in that show of clearly the propensity to talk untruths by the Prime Minister. He doesn't know the lady. He pretends he knows her, but it is clear that he doesn't know her. And that is what he's doing across the country. Pretend that he knows people, try to buy them out. But we'll go into that after. So let's talk about the economics of the matter. First of all, before I talk about the economics, I like to give people a background. People must understand that Joseph Isaac, I didn't grow up playing bourgeoisie. I'm from two parents, hard-working mother who worked at the hospital as a warded at the time, and a father who was a sportsman, farmer, steel bender, construction worker. So I understand the struggle. I grew up with a family background from the Labour Party. In my high school and college days, sixth form college, I was a socialist. Then I met people like Rupert Serendo, and that's when I get introduced to the concept and philosophy of Freedom Party. So over the years now, I grew to become a social democrat. A person who understands that capitalism has its place and it is required for a free market. But a person who also understands that the government of any country, any state, has to put a hand to help the people who are less fortunate. So I would like to let people understand that with a United Workers' Party government, a lot of the social programs that are going on, if not all of the social programs, the better ones, which, for example, support to the elderly, the renowned feeding program established by one of our stalwarts of our party, Honorable Norris Prevost. That feeding program will be extended on a national level, but again with proper research and proper analysis. So people should not be afraid to think that when the United Workers' Party take over the reins of office, that social programs will end. No, we'll fine-tune it, we'll improve them, and they will be pointed to the point to which that everybody is benefiting from them. They will start benefiting and their life will improve in a meaningful way, not just social but economic way. Now, the Prime Minister is blowing the country's resources just to stay in power. I've told people that if one is popular, he doesn't have to do that. Here it is, the lady has a family who is helping and supporting. But he's saying that he's giving her a free house. But I don't have a problem if the lady gets something. But let us look at it in terms of a policy approach. The Kalinago territory. The public officers are crying for pay increase. In the Kalinago territory, people could have at least pay $250 a month or $150 a month. All now it would accumulate into millions of dollars. There we are. They went to the Baba State area with the housing program. And people are given keys. No contract to say, well, okay, in the housing scheme, under a strata title agreement, that you own apartment 1 or 10A or 10B, and these are your responsibilities and these are your rights. Up to now, that has not happened. As a matter of fact, it's like people are just getting free houses. Some people are not even from the catchment area in which they give in the houses. So it is showing that the Labour Party administration, in fact, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, is reckless, and he's just doing things under panic to stay in office. We went to Parliament recently to pass legislation, that's the estimates, where we agreed on how much money to spend. But what will see happening? Already know we have solid candidates in place, and we are well positioned to form the government. Very soon, you would see what they are doing. They would go to these constituencies and give out things. So just to end just that little segment, I just want to say something. We have information that in Roseau South, that is in the Baba State area, in 2013, just before the 2014 election there, and in the period of 2014 also, the Labour Party administration was involved in reckless, I would say, financial dealings in that constituency. I'll give an example. They were giving monies to people who for housing improvement. In the same home, people get money. So one brother get, a nephew get, or a cousin get, or a brother get. In the same home. They actually took money under the housing program. And people like to talk about evidence. We have the evidence. They took money under the housing program and actually pay for insurance for a gentleman excavator or caterpillar under the housing program. We have the document where the minister is saying to give him that money. So the government is right now corrupting the system. But I'm saying, I cannot, and remember I gave the background, with a socialist background of the past and coming out from the background of a Labour Party family, and understood what Eugenia Child stood for. I could never support those things. But I cannot tell a poor man that if he need a little money to buy a galvanized or plywood or some blocks, because of the process that is involved is not correct, I cannot tell him do not take the money. But I'm still not going to tell him to take it. I'm going to tell him to do what he thinks he wants to do. But remember, they are doing it just to influence you for political gain. We're going to move it to, bring it to the Public Accounts Committee. Because that matter is getting really serious. Can you imagine in the US, for example, in New York, there, maybe you have about 1,000 or a couple thousand small businesses. In Little Dominica, 70,000 people. In Paybush, you tell me to have 100 and something small businesses. Roseau Central now, they say they're promising $500,000 for small business. We don't know what is the criteria. We don't know what is the approach. We don't know what is the priority sectors. We have no idea.
Except that the tourism minister summoned the meeting at the Windsor Park.
And then, but we have a minister of small business development. So, I'm saying people must stay focused. Don't let their maneuvering and tricks take us. The corrupt practices. I want to remind people that we had a plan for Roseau. We said we still have the plan. In fact, we are improving and fine-tuning the plan. We said that we'll have a small business incubator. At the time, we say we'll use where All Saints is. All Saints have since then get a location up in Warner. So we are saying that this place is still earmarked for the small business development. We again partner in the PALREP for Roseau South. We are talking about the High Street area where it can have a major either institutional or sporting development for the youth. We spoke about the youth village in that area where it had the tennis court and all that. We are saying that we still maintain that position. We are saying that the Roseau people are still suffering. We are suffering. We don't have access to sporting facilities in Roseau. We can't access the stadium. We have written the Prime Minister and the Minister of Sports asking for a meeting with them. We are still waiting. The Bafford basketball court, we know what has happened there. We are still working with the guys and trying. You would be aware also the High Street tennis court is dilapidated. When you move on the border of Roseau South and Roseau Central, that's where the old school, the boys school, that is the Newton school there, the basketball court there, dilapidated. So every area in Roseau, we are suffering. And what they are doing now, they are coming under the disguise of small business to go in a corrupt practice. Because I say corrupt because there is no clear policy, there is no clear priority, there is nothing clear. And the wrong minister is trying to hand out money to get an edge. I'm telling the people of Roseau Central and the people of Dominica, they cause us in this country to be in a situation where we can't even put food on our table, struggling to have food in our fridge. So I'm saying, you know your conscience, you know the United Workers' Party, you know the parliamentary representative for Roseau Central is solid with you, care for you and feel for you. If opportunities come, whether I'm saying that the process is wrong, I'm telling you, do what you have to do to solve some of your short-term problems. But be certain that when we form the next government, I will help you in a sustainable way. That is the plan. And we spoke about all the sports plan we had. And also in terms of housing. We spoke about housing in terms of not just you have a building by the financial center. So because you heard of the United Workers' Party plans and now people are asking the Prime Minister to resign, he's jumping and wanting to put a house direct next to the financial center. No, we spoke about those plans already. We said the area, River Bank, River Street there, we can put apartments there. We said the Virgin Lane, Bath Road area, we'll put apartments, and we said we'll put high-rise apartments, let's say 3 to 4-story apartments. We build the ground floor as small business unit. Here clubs, hairdressing, little supermarket shops, etc. That's what we said. And then finally, we said in terms of Roseau, we're not just going to come suddenly to you and all of a sudden decide one bridge is a priority. We said no. You cannot, if you have a home and the home is dilapidated, which is equivalent to Roseau being dilapidated. If you have a home which is dilapidated, you cannot put the best step, which is equivalent to a bridge. So you put the best step, cost you $50,000 for a step, but your home is dilapidated. So you put $18 million for a bridge, but Roseau is dilapidated, and it is affecting the tourism industry. We said there again, and we're repeating, that with a United Workers' Party administration, the first move will be to ensure that the sidewalks, the drainage, and the entire Roseau area, the roads and the sidewalks, is our first priority to fix. The vendors will ensure that we put proper vendor arcades and set them up. The Roseau market, we spoke about that, upgrading the Roseau market. And finally, before my colleague come in, I'm going to say, and I'm just saying finally in terms of the Roseau plans, just trying to reiterate so people don't lose focus, that you hear the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance going all over, promising every constituency something. We're already at the mark of $1 billion in promises. So the question is, can he really deliver that? That is just political gimmick and dishonesty. So I'll stop on it on that level. And remember, I said I'm going to bring the matter to the Public Accounts Committee because, and I needed to talk about the Public Accounts Committee in 30 seconds, Thompson. I hear some people, when you're talking and touching basic people, they say the Public Accounts Committee supposed to be driving certain things. I want them to know that the Public Accounts Committee, under the Standing Order number 72, that is just one little paragraph around 4 or 5 sentences that gives the Public Accounts Committee authority. But under that authority, the interesting thing is we have had a big argument and debate with the former Director of Audit, in which the debate was about we could only look at accounts that have been audited already and areas that have been audited already by the Accounting General. Now, right now we have a backlog of audited government audited statements.
Unaudited.
Unaudited, sorry, a backlog. So we'll have a special program. Our leader is the chairman of the committee. He and myself are on it, and you have Benoit, Jaiziah Benoit is the other one, and Ed Regis. So we are on the accounts committee, public accounts committee. So as I said, I will bring that matter of the Baba State matter where it happened in 2013, 2014 to the Public Accounts Committee for major investigation, and I'm putting the Financial Secretary and the PSAs on notice publicly that they must be careful how they are dealing with what is happening right now. This thing is bordering now on major litigation against the government and people holding certain substantial posts. They need to understand as PS, they are the accounting officers and not the politicians. You cannot all of a sudden have 100 and something small business in what is the place you tell me?
Paybush.
In Paybush, in a little community. How many people in the community? So I don't want to dominate the program. I just want to tell the people of Roseau and the people of Dominica, rest assured that the United Workers' Party is here and we are here to stay in the struggle. And when we say that the Prime Minister must go, we are not saying he must go out of malice. We are saying he must go because of all the bad things he has done. And we are saying he must go in order for us to be able to implement the good future hope for the country. That's what we are saying.
All right, thank you very much, MP for the Roseau Central constituency. Felix, what's your take on all of this?
Well, good afternoon.
We've seen the village, almost every day it appears another village and the largest and so on that's going on by this government. What is your take on all of this?
Well, Doc, let me say good afternoon to all listeners and good afternoon to the Mao constituency. Well, it's just evident that we see how the system has been broken down. We see how the total disregard for the administrative arm and the technocratic arm of the government parting sides. And the political party arm of the Labour Party has taken over in some kind of totalitarian mode. And we can see where that is abusive in terms of the promising and delegation of funds outside of the ambits of the persons in the institutions of government who are supposed to go and do that. So we can see that a political party has hijacked that from the administrative and technocrat arm of the governance system of the country. And that is spiraling downwards, because if we have to look at the report card on the housing and the progress report card as to what were the targets in housing and how many houses have been done, how many persons have housing right now, we can see that it is dismal. The biggest project that the government has as its flagship is a pit latrine project. And even that too is questionable. We see how houses are being allocated, where just ask Peter Seja to give you a beating and you're Labour Right or you're a Workers' Party or Freedom Right who didn't support that government or does support an idea of them, you will get a house. So I am giving an example of this, and this is facilitated by the Prime Minister who holds the office of the Ministry of Finance as well. We have to understand that is total injustice. We have to call on the Minister of National Security. We have to call on the Chief of Police. We have to call on the Minister of Social Services and ask them, are they aware that this is abuse of their citizens? Is that the way that they want to come and represent people in the constituencies? Well, personally, I'm not asking for anybody to vote me, for me to beat them so that they can get a house. No. And I mean, it just shows us how much our society and our community is being degraded, and how much the politicians, particularly in this era and this sad history of the failing Labour Party, how they have treated our people as less than slaves. Okay?
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Indeed. It's 27 before the hour of 2 o'clock. We are also joined in studio by the MP for the Roseau South constituency, Honorable Joshua Francis, and Josh, you know, you've been following some of these different instances across the island where the government has basically been dishing out monies, and now we have a warning from the IMF to the government that they need to apply means testing in the delivery of those social transfers, because it is really affecting the bottom line of government. The transfers are growing, and it's not always going to the people that are most in need. And you come from a very large constituency where you've seen a number of people in need, and I'm sure those most in need are not getting the kind of assistance that they really should be getting. What's your take on all of this?
Well, first of all, good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine, and good afternoon to your listeners. Good afternoon to the next parliamentary representative of the Mao constituency, Mr. Felix Thomas, and the powerhouse from Roseau Central, Joseph Isaac, and the honorable leader, Mr. Lennox Linton. Of course, it's always a pleasure to be among patriots, persons who make tremendous sacrifices for the betterment of Dominica. Let me just remind my constituents that this evening I will converge at the Jodel Community Center to spread the gospel, the political gospel, as to why we need to remove and rid the Dominica Labour Party-led government from power. Again, I do not want to take up too much time to answer your question specifically. Let me just say that it is no surprise to us that the IMF report would say something like that. Team Dominica United Workers Party has been on record stating clearly that the Dominica Labour Party has not had a vision. It has never really put a strategic plan in process to develop the country, to create jobs which are sustainable, to make life better for our young people. Currently, we have a situation where men have been marginalized in Dominica, and when men are marginalized, it means the family is under threat. And a disintegration of family values means a disintegration of society. We have had a government which has been reckless and has created a political cancer in the country. And that is why Team Dominica and all of the patriots have come together basically to sanitize the type of governance which has gripped Dominica. And I want to compliment the honorable leader of the opposition, Mr. Lennox Linton, and the team, United Workers Party, for going out throughout the country to share the vision that Team Dominica has. Not only we have been able to explain to the Dominican public as to the failures of the Dominica Labour Party government, but we have been sharing a vision which is clear to show Dominicans that there is hope for our children. In walking to the studio, I saw a number of children coming from school, and I'm asking myself, what is the future for these children? They have their bags on their back coming from grammar school and St. Martin School. And the question is, what is the future? When we look at the situation in Dominica, the economic situation is very bleak. But we have also had a decomposition of the social value system in Dominica, because the type of leadership we have had is corrupt, is dishonest. And that is why I have come out from the shadows. I have been on my back foot, and now I am into the race, swinging and prepared to crush any and everybody who's standing in the way of development of Dominica, because enough is enough. We have had a Dominica Labour Party that has done a lot of transgression against the people, and we have no choice. The game is over. Team Dominica United Workers Party is on its way to rescue this country, to raise the vision, to raise hope for our children, the Kalinago brothers, the Rastamen, the women, the senior citizens, everybody. And I want to say in finality, before I allow somebody else to speak, that a movement is greater than United Workers Party. We are calling on everybody. We are calling on religious leaders, civil servants, public servants, everybody come together, come on board, rescue your country, because the Dominica Labour Party has taken us and plummeted us into an ocean of oppression, depression, economic failures, and social decadence. So Dominicans, rise up from the north to the south, Kalinago brothers, Rastamen. It is time to come and rescue your country. I want to say on public record that Joshua Francis himself will be part of the leadership. I'll be working with the Honorable Lennox Linton and every other person, irrespective of his or her background, to rescue this country. Thank you, Dr. Fontaine.
And thank you very much for this. We're also joined by the leader of the opposition, Honorable Lennox Linton, the MP for Marigot, the Marigot constituency. Honorable Lennox Linton, it's good to have you with us this afternoon. Yes, indeed.
Good afternoon to my colleagues. Mr. Thomas, you were cooking earlier or something?
Yes.
Okay. Josh, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, man.
Joseph, good afternoon. And Mr. Chef. And the people of Dominica at home and abroad, the constituents of Marigot, Concord and Marigot, very good afternoon to you.
Yes, indeed. Lennox, it's good to have you. We are trying to discuss, or we have been discussing this issue of the government basically going around giving monies through different people. So, for example, yesterday in Roseau, we saw Tourism Minister Town calling together residents of Roseau to come to the Windsor Park. If you're thinking of a business, if you have a business, come to the Windsor Park. And we're told that hundreds of persons turned out yesterday. We have the minister going to Paybush and giving 103 businesses in Paybush money. What do you make of this kind of spending, in particular as head of the Public Accounts Committee?
Yeah, but what this shows, Thompson Fontaine, is that the government no longer is pretending to be involved in the good governance of Dominica. They're no longer pretending that they're being honest and they're acting with integrity in terms of managing the resources, the monies of the country. They are basically on a program to use public money to buy influence, to buy votes, to enslave people to their will, and it is not going to work. The people are a lot wiser now than they were when this sort of shenanigans entered the political life of Dominica through the Skerrit Labour Party. And it is the reason why the people of Dominica are saying with a very loud voice, this administration must go. It is not just that Mr. Skerrit, by his conduct internationally, has disgraced Dominica with the sale of diplomatic passports and association with all sorts of crooks and bandits. It is the way the lives of the people of Dominica have been basically torn apart. The farmers, the fishermen, the hucksters, the artisans, the people involved, the masons, the carpenters, the public officers at whatever level you find them, the police officers, the teachers of Dominica, the people honestly going about their business every day are finding it more and more difficult under this administration. We have a category of people in Dominica now, we can call them the working poor. They're working hard, but they're enduring deeper and deeper poverty because the ends are just not meeting. We stand for those people in Dominica, wherever they are. We outlined our plans in the last election when we were talking about the creation of 5,000 jobs in the first 3 years of our administration. That was serious business because it is important that we put Dominica to work. Not just so that people can have money in their hands at the end of the week, but that they can build esteem. They can build a life around something worthwhile. It is important that we're able to do that. And that is why we were so passionate in the last election campaign, as we are right now, about putting Dominica to work. Here's what's happening, Thompson. You've heard the IMF report. You've read the IMF report. The IMF is basically telling you Dominica is in trouble. The growth is too low. The growth is too slow. Notwithstanding the windfall CBI money, the outlook is still deteriorating. How is that possible? With all of the money that you could use to fix agriculture, to bring renewable energy into the picture, to reduce the cost of energy, and to put us on a more sustainable path of growth. How is it possible that with all that money, the outlook is still bleak and deteriorating? It means that the government is not working. And a classic example is what has happened to other countries in the region while we have continued to languish. I give you the classic case, and I point it out all the time because it's important. The cruise tourism product in St. Kitts has grown fivefold from 200,000 passengers in 2006 to over 1 million passengers now in the 10-year period. Dominica, 2006, we were already at 400,000 passengers. But right now, today, rather than be 1.5 million and going in the direction that St. Kitts is headed, we are less than 300,000 visitors. So we have shrunk instead of growing. Means our people who were sitting by waiting for opportunities that the government could create with better management of cruise tourism are still sitting waiting while the minimum wage in St. Kitts has shot up to $1,200 a month. The cruise sector is supporting over 1,200 jobs compared to 300 in Dominica. And the amount of money coming in for the wage bill is over $30 million in St. Kitts Nevis. It is $7 million in Dominica. So we are a quarter of what they're doing. But we have access to money. We have access to a lot of money. We talk about these hundreds of millions of dollars that are coming in from the passports. And right now, we go, as Joseph Isaac said, we sit down in a budget debate. We approve monies to be spent on this, on that. You believe the government is going to go about its work? It abandons that completely, and it's just taking the money and handing it out to buy votes and to buy favors. And this corruption doesn't sit well with the civilized world. We are emerging as a reckless government, a country with a reckless government that doesn't care about world security, that doesn't care about good governance, that doesn't care about integrity in government. And if we don't change this government now, we'll pay the price for it. The civilized world is not going to just sit back and watch us selling passports, putting diplomatic privileges in the hands of crooks and bandits, watching people suffer in Dominica. I mean, how is the rest of the world going to think about us when they understand that a minister of government beat up one of his constituents, allegedly for stealing his Dacian, which he did not do. It was found out that the gentleman was not guilty of stealing any Dacian, but he was beaten by the minister of government and his son, kidnapped and beaten. A case for the police to arrest the minister, bring him before the court, and have him prosecuted for the crime that they're witnesses to. It doesn't happen.
And confessional.
You know what happens instead? The minister is able to get the government in which he sits to provide money to build a house for that man, to shut him up, to prevent him from taking the matter further, and hopefully to buy his vote in the next election. But it gets worse than that. There's a ceremony where the gentleman is asked to come and confirm his enslavement to the will of this brutal, evil regime. So he says that. And when he confirms that he has been bribed, the Minister for Constituency Empowerment runs rings laughing in glee around the few people gathered. She's so overjoyed that this man has confirmed the government in which he sits has bribed a poor, vulnerable Dominican that has been taken advantage of by a wicked, heartless, brutal regime. It is time for them to go. You cannot treat people like that.
Shame.
Our people are worth a lot more than that. And that is why we're on the road and we're very busy this weekend. Joshua Francis is leading his team in Girardel tonight. At the same time, Ezekiel Bazil will be in Woodford Hill with a meeting in that part of the country. What are we focused on? We're focused on bringing a message that is compelling at this time for people as to why this current administration must go.
All right.
Tomorrow night, Joseph Isaac is going to be in Virgin Lane at 7 o'clock. Joshua's meeting tonight is?
At 6:30.
At 6:30.
Sure.
And Ezekiel Bazil's meeting in Woodford Hill is at 7 o'clock. At 6:30 on Sunday evening in Marigot on West Flat, we'll be having our meeting. And then we're coming back to Bath Estate on Tuesday for a major meeting before our massive gathering in Roseau from the Pottersville Savannah on Thursday afternoon from 4:30 next week. We will be marching through the streets of Roseau. We'll have our Lapo Cabwit. We'll have our pots and pans. We'll be chanting our songs of praise. We'll be chanting our songs of protest. We'll be shouting, Skerrit must go, because that is what is happening right now. That is the in thing right now. We need to get rid of this gentleman so that the country can breathe. And fresh, new talent, whether it be from within the Labour Party for the time being or wherever else it comes from, it's from us, and we're voted to do that, then fine. But we need to move on from this Skerrit era where the country has been so disgraced and the people's lives have been so brutally torn apart to the point where we have now accepted this as the new normal. You know, people accept the crumbs as new normal, while the people who are feeding them crumbs are enjoying millions and millions on their backs, with their passports, with their taxes. So, busy weekend, Thompson. I don't know how we're going to keep up, but I'm I'm hoping to see you in many places. Tonight we're in Girardel. Tonight we're also in Woodford Hill. Tomorrow night we're in Virgin Lane in Roseau Central. Sunday night we're on West Flat from 6:30. Tuesday we're back in Bath Estate from 7 o'clock. And on Thursday of next week from 4:30 in the afternoon, we're gathering at the Pottersville Savannah, marching through the streets of Roseau, ending with a mega public meeting in Lagon, the mecca political discussion in Dominica.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. It is 12 before 2. This is Talk on the Block. Let's take a very quick break, and then we'll be right back.
This weekend, all roads lead to the fish capital of Dominica. Sufria this weekend.
Saturday, 25th March.
Fish and Food Fiesta, Sufria Boulevard.
6 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Come and enjoy a night of fish, Creole fish, steamed fish, fish balls, fish roti, and more. Music
by the Midnight Groovers.
This weekend, Saturday, Fish and Food Fiesta, Sufria Boulevard.
6 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Don't you miss it.
More megabytes, better prices. Choose how you move on the go with Digicel's new best data value plans starting from $2.50. Digicel has expanded your prepaid data options with the addition of 3 7-day data plans of up to 1 gigabyte, 3 30-day plans of up to 3 gigabytes, plus a 1-day and 14-day data plan. Activate today by dialing *140# and enjoy data plans at the best value. Digicel. Be extraordinary.
In other news, NBD has dropped their interest rate on vehicle loans to 7.5%.
Babe, turn up the volume on the radio.
The bank encourages customers to take advantage of this opportunity to get full financing on a vehicle with this low rate from now until May 15.
Did you hear that? 7.5% interest rate and full financing?
What's more, 3 lucky customers will get their vehicle license paid for up to 3 years. Visit a branch, call 255-2300 or go to nbdominica.com for more information and other terms and conditions.
Hun, I'm off to NBD.
Babe, wait for me.
Apply for your vehicle loan today. NBD, your partner, your bank.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances, you've got the edge. Help is coming your way. You've got a big edge for those days when you're running low. Big edge is the place to go. Big edge, the cash can be in your hand. Big edge, with the easiest payment plan. Big edge, cash in a flash.
Hassle no further. We are bringing convenience to you. Introducing the new Country Style Wholesale and Distribution Center. Agents for Fine Foods Inc. The same company which brings you Ting, Stone's Ginger Wine, Fernandez Black Label, and White Oak Rum. Call Melissa at 613-1789. Marigat, Wesley, Woodford Hill, the Kalinago territory. We are here. Country Style Wholesale and Distribution Center. Quality products, best prices, total convenience. Cut the hassle and call 613-1789.
This is Stuck on the Block. It's 8 before the hour of 2 o'clock. We have just a few minutes left, but we wanted to at least allow 2 callers, at least a couple of seconds to make a contribution. As you've heard from the MP from the Roseau Central constituency, the MP from Marigot, the MP from the Roseau South constituency, and Mr. Felix Thomas. So if you can give us a quick call, and we really appreciate your patience. I know you've been trying earlier to reach us. The numbers 449-3095, 3096, 3097, or overseas 305-432-9624. So now we're going to give you an opportunity, if you'd still like to talk to us, to do so. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, good afternoon.
We want that solid team to come in the Carib territory with a meeting, so that we can show Kalinagos the fault of this government. And tonight they will be in the Kalinago territory in the Church of the Nazarene. I guess they're coming to dish out as usual. Anyway,
they're all over.
Keep up the good work, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for being so short and sweet, and more of the telephone calls. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I hope Mr. Francis get all the support he needs, because you can see that he is well fired up. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. It's 7 before. We can still take one more call, and then we're going to go back to a panel to have them have the final words. It's as you can very well imagine, it's very short this afternoon, just about 7 before the hour of 2 o'clock. So let's take this caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Fontaine, and how are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Okay, doing well, thank you.
Okay, good. From my brother from another mother is not there, and I appreciate the way that you handle the business for him in his absence. And we thank you very much for doing the job you do.
Thank you.
Keep it up, my brother.
Thanks. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, caller. Let us just kind of go around quickly. We have a few minutes left. Felix, I know you will.
Yes, Doc. I have a funeral to attend in Maho. Doc, in closing and saying farewell, I really want to compliment you. I want to congratulate you on the initiative of moving the produce out of Dominica with the help of Danny, myself, Joseph Isaac, the party. We had a very good idea about assisting the farmers. The pipeline was blocked. We unblocked it through your own initiative and effort. And I want to tell you, remain dedicated. And the farmers are happy. The farmers are getting paid on time. Their produce is moving. We would want to encourage the Ministry of Agriculture to go on the field and give these farmers some support to increase their yields. I want to say good afternoon to all our farmers on the island.
All right, thank you very much for this.
Well, Dr. Fontaine, let me just remind the constituents of the Roseau South constituency that this evening we have a meeting at Jodel, 6:30 p.m. at the Jodel Community Center. I want the residents of the Jodel community to come out to hear their PAL rep articulate on the issues of physical infrastructure. We need basketball courts, improvement of the football playing field. Our roads needs resurfacing. We need jobs for our young people, rehabilitation centers for the young people. We need an improvement in agriculture. On that note, I want to share my vision as far as the declaration of Jordan and Eggleston as organic zone areas, because I believe this government has not had a vision as far as developing our pockets and our houses while we conserve the nature island, which is very important because the health of the nation has to be taken into consideration. And Team Dominica United Workers Party has a strategy where we can improve the economy and at the same time conserve nature. We have to pay more attention to our rivers, to our coastlines, to our ravines. It is time that we put a legislative framework in place to ensure that we have land use policies. We develop the Dominica in a manner which is sustainable so that the future generations can enjoy Dominica. And I just want to say that Team Dominica United Workers Party is right now on a crusade. I'm calling on every Dominican to turn out and support this movement. This is no longer about polarization or party politics. This is about saving Dominica, rescuing Dominica. So Rasta men, come out and support. Mothers, come out and support. Our young people, our young men and women, come out and support. Dr. Fontaine, just yesterday I learned that some guys from Newtown, well, one guy in particular who I knew very well, lost his life over the water between Guadeloupe and Venezuela. He's one of many persons who sometimes lose their lives and nobody pay attention. This goes unnoticed. And the reason that is happening is simply because the desperate and frustrated young men are out there looking for some kind of means to take care of themselves. They have children, they want to take care of their children. So this is a very serious situation in Dominica right now. We have a moral crisis. We have an economy that's looking bleak. We have a corrupted government. We have had ministers of religion who we expect to lead us morally, who have descended into the political arena, hence creating a soft theocracy in Dominica. So I'm calling on Dominicans to rise up and let us take back our country. Let me just say thank you for the good work you're doing. My brother here, Joseph Isaac, continue to represent the people of Roseau Central in a vigorous manner to bring betterment for the lives of each and every person, particularly the poor people. We have a job to do. I am fired up, as the caller said. I'm prepared to work with any and everybody who is prepared to rescue Dominica, because this is a Dominica thing. This is a patriotic thing. This is not a United Workers Party thing. So let us rise, Dominicans. Let us stand up together. Let us support the leader, the Honorable Lennox Linton, and let us get rid of this corrupt Dominica Labour Party government. Enjoy your lunch, Dominica. Have a good one. Take care. Pray a lot. I thank you for your support. Continue to pray, and may we get closer to our Maker during the Lent season and beyond. Thank you.
I'm asking everyone to turn out in large numbers on tomorrow, Virgin Lane, 7 o'clock, where we'll be articulating the views of the PAL rep. That's me. I'll be there, and with some other young people and older people from Roseau. We'll be in Virgin Lane at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. We'll be talking about the plans for Roseau, the issue of housing, the issue of the redevelopment of Roseau. Not just talk, but proper plans. I've already met with development planners already to redefine the 2000 re-engineering plan for Roseau. We are also talking about the sporting and access to the stadium and sporting facilities upgrade in Roseau. We are talking about the vendor arcade and the improvement of the product and the vendor situation in Roseau, and also the Roseau market, to upgrade it, to improve it, and to ensure that the United Workers' Party can give the views across the island as to what the policy positions are on the different sectors. We're also asking all patriots, as we are going across the island, we're asking all patriots across Dominica, whether you're a teacher, public officer, Rasta man, according to my brother there, and all Dominicans, all patriots, all people who are in church, the people who are in the trade union movement. We are talking to everybody, the farmer, to turn out in large numbers on Thursday to show your disgust with how the country's been run, the corrupt administration, how they're bringing down our economy. We are suffering in this country. We have nothing to eat on our table. Some of us, we don't have food in our fridge, while they are living largest, drinking wine, champagne, and partying, and getting monies paid for sexual favors for them. So we are asking you to turn out and let us get rid of this administration once and for all. We need to get the best for Dominica. It's not about United Workers' Party. It's about one love for our country and our brother men.
All right, and thank you so much for this. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Isaac, as well as Felix and the leader of the party, Lennox Linton. Thank you, guys, and let me wish all of you a happy weekend. I'll be back on your radio again on Sunday from 10 to 2 for another exciting program on Lifeline, and as we continue to explore the exciting, sometimes turbulent history of Dominica. You do not want to miss that this Sunday from 10 to 2 p.m. In the meantime, go out there, enjoy yourself, be safe, be good to your neighbor, take care of each other, Dominica. Have a good afternoon and goodbye.
Charlie, if you say I make a fool, I no send. Charlie, if you say I make a fool, I no send.